This might be controversial. I don't know if people agree with what I'm about to say or not. I might be like in the minority here, but I think that we should be like purchasing books as often as possible with like money. Like I think we shouldn't be looking for all of the ways to like get books for cheap or get books for free. Like you probably saw this announcement from Spotify today, which I also want to clarify is only in Australia and the UK right now. So if you like me went to go check to see if this was true and you were like, wait, this isn't working, it's because it's not in the US yet. But basically, Spotify is adopting this kind of Netflix-ish model, which every company has tried at some point, where you basically have access to the whole streaming library, except Spotify is doing the interesting thing of providing a cap. So it's like at this a certain amount of hours, you can't listen anymore after that month, knowing probably that most people don't even listen to that many hours of content per month, but giving them essentially free range of all of the, content that they host, which is most audiobooks. So I have a few concerns, which is one, this is just making it more difficult for authors to get royalties and to get the cut of their pay. And I should clarify, I'm totally pro-library. Like, I think the library is a wonderful resource. And if you can't afford books, that's a completely different thing. Like, if you don't have the disposable income, please use the library. It's a wonderful resource. Everyone should have a library card. Everyone should be supporting the library. I hope everyone goes to the library today. I love the library. But if you have money, if you have the ability to purchase books, if you are okay financially, and you're just always looking for ways to like get things discounted and free, like how is that industry going to be supported? How do you expect for authors to make a living wage if you like never buy books yourself, if you never actually support the book economy, if you're never actually buying books directly from indie authors, if you're not buying books from bookstores? Like, bookstores are going to go out of business, and it's only going to be Amazon if every single time you read, you do so in the pirated or free way. If you start only listening to books via Spotify because of this, and they're getting that little infinitesimal fragment of your streaming dollar when you're listening, which is, I imagine, what they're going to do, since that's what they do for musical artists, then like the author's getting fucked over. And my just sincere thought is that we should be doing everything we can to like encourage arts and letters. We should be like uplifting writers in every way, not only with our social voices like online and our social media pages and all these things, but also literally buying their books, like going to the bookstores or ordering from bookshop.org or any of the organizations that work with independent bookstores, buying from the authors directly so that they get the most amount of money, supporting authors' Patreons, because at the end of the day, if our goal is to have people not only reading, like access is a really important thing. And that's why it's so important that the library exists. It's so important that there are initiatives to make things more accessible. But if we're not actually putting money in those authors' pockets, how the hell are they going to be able to afford their lives so that they can actually have time to write and have time to support themselves and their families so that they can be authors? It's the same thing what we're seeing with all the strikes, with SAG, with the Writers Guild, all these things, is people are telling you again and again that they cannot afford food, they can't afford housing, they can't afford their lives. So how the hell are they supposed to have time to work on the art that you so readily enjoy if they can't even meet their basic needs? And so when we see more opportunities to fuck artists out of their money, it just makes me sad, because I'm like, how this is just another example of artists not being able to profit from the art that they have made. Because who is going to profit from this? Spotify is going to profit from this. Okay, rant over. Also, I love Joshua P. Hill, and I actually like totally agree with him that the Libby app is great. I think that the library is great. I think everything Joshua P. Hill says is on point. I just think that in general, this Spotify announcement is really troubling to me, because it marks this trend of us devaluing not only the art that people are making, but the artists themselves, and looking for the cheapest ways to exploit the maximum amount of resource from them, and not giving them much in return, thereby making it nearly impossible for them to earn a living wage.